Line managers are responsible for coaching, resources, and performance. The participants are those who actually undergo the processes. The facilitators are human resource management staff, and the providers are specialists in the field. Each of these groups has its own agenda and motivations, which sometimes conflict with the agendas and motivations of others. Chapter 3. What is Human Resource Training Solution? Training and Development. Human Resource Training Solution. It analyzes resources, cost benefits, return on investment, all costs of doing versus not doing, the potential gain by doing in cost and benefits. It also answers how to teach research, validated skills in order to help individuals in order to improve communications, strengthen emotional understanding and expression. In terms of interrelationship among coworkers, it aims to improve bonding, empathy, and to learn how to constructively navigate conflicts and inter-office conflicts and personal differences. If this can be achieved, this can prosper healthy relationships in any organization, which can also result in success of the goals in a company. Cost per participant. In human resource trainings, the cost varies by location, instructor, or trainers hired, and the curriculum. In most typical trainings, the cost ranges from $15 to $25 per person, which includes the training materials. Trainees still consider this as a good investment because this will be very beneficial in strengthening their foundation in their respective jobs and in their lives. But many human resource training programs are grant-funded by state and federal agencies, and many companies will sponsor or send their protege employees to human resource trainings. So costing in HR trainings is not an issue. Chapter 4. Training Design. The design of the training program can be undertaken only when a clear training objective has been produced. The training objective clears what goal has to be achieved by the end of the training program, like what the trainees are expected to be able to do at the end of their training program. Training objectives assist trainers to design the training program. The trainer. Before starting a training program, a trainer analyzes his technical, interpersonal, judgmental skills in order to deliver quality content to trainers. The trainees. A good training design requires close scrutiny of the trainees and their profiles. Age, experience, needs, and expectations of the trainees are some of the important factors that affect training design. Training climate. A good training climate comprises of ambiance, tone, feelings. Therefore, when the climate is favorable, nothing goes wrong. But when the climate is unfavorable, almost everything goes wrong. Trainees' learning style. The learning style, age, experience, educational background of trainees must be kept in mind in order to get the right pitch to the design of the program. Training strategies. Once the training objective has been identified, the trainer translates it into specific training areas and modules. The trainer prepares the priority list of about what must be included, what could be included. Training topics. After formulating a strategy, a trainer needs to choose the most interesting, informative, and stimulating topics to be discussed. Support facilities. It can be segregated into printed and audio-visual. The various requirements in a training program are whiteboards, flip charts, markers, etc. Constraints. The various constraints that lay in the trainer's mind are time, accommodation, facilities, and their availability, furnishings and equipment, budget, design of the training, etc. One of the many reasons why training programs so often fail is because the designer of the training has not understood the differences between cognitive and emotional learning. Very often, training programs on relationships, leadership, supervision, customer service, management, and selling miss their target because they are using techniques more suitable for cognitive learning. When you're buying training for your staff, it is important to take this concept into consideration because cognitive techniques used in emotional training create confused learners. The training design has to accommodate the fact that emotional incompetence often stems from habits learned early in life. These automatic habits are normal parts of living, as experience conditions and shapes the brain. Humans acquire a habitual repertoire of thought, feeling, and action. This habitual repertoire strengthens the neural connections that support it. Connections that are not used become weaker. The stronger the habits, the more likely it is that the underlying neural connections become the brain's default option. This leads to automatic and spontaneous behavior with little or no awareness that there are possible responses. So the person who lacks empathy will have a habitual habit of neural responses to overcome and be replaced with a new pattern of thoughts, feelings, and actions. This is a considerable training challenge. The designer of these training programs needs to consider the emotional capacities of a person. Empathy emanates from a different part of the brain than the cognitive abilities. The implication is that